we sit back and wonder, how do we do this? you know, but, um, but we had a remnant of people. I'll never forget, Norma Vincent, who's still with us. She's our longest tenured member and one of our oldest members. Norma has to be in her mid to late 80s now and strong. And I'll never forget her saying when I first came to church, she said, I just want to see my church revived. Like that. She said, I just want to see my church revived. And so even in the midst of this struggle, just to keep our doors open, there was a remnant of people. And it wasn't a lot, Mark. It was, when I first started at Emory, I think my first Sunday there, maybe 50 people were in worship. Um, but there, even amongst that 50, there was a remnant of 30, 25, 30, 35 people who wanted to see their church do something. And that remnant kept propelling us forward. These were people of faith. These were people who gave what they could give. They sacrificed time. I remember even when we announced the building project and people were like, how are we going to pay for this? What are we going to do? And we had our first capital campaign. People took out second jobs to meet their pledges. We were, as I said, a working class congregation that, to our surprise, ended up raising $1.4 million to go toward this project. And, we're like, well, we raised 1.4, but we need 60. We don't have 60, but it was our work in community, building relationships amongst private sector, amongst government sector, in the public sector, sharing the vision, not just within the walls of our church, but sharing the vision within the greater Washington, D.C. community and saying, we have a collective problem here and we want to play ball. We want to do something about it. Here's 1.4 million. Here's our property. What can you all do in the private sector and the government sector to help us achieve this? And I think if we look at, how are we going to do this within the cocoon of our congregation, our small congregation, it's not going to get done. But if we have the vision and the foresight and the courage and the willingness, the spiritual will to carry our vision out into the larger community, into corporate offices, into mayor's offices, into other governmental places, into places of philanthropy and the like, we'll find that our vision is much bigger than we are. Our vision is far greater than any of us, and that there are people who may never set foot in our congregations who share our vision and who want to see our vision come to pass. And that's what we discovered. We discovered that God was a whole lot bigger than just our little church on the corner, and that God's vision was a whole lot bigger than just the people in our congregation, but that God's vision is really worldwide, and that God will send partners from the strangest of places who see what you're up to and who want to be a part of it and who will even give to it. And so that's part of our testimony.